Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Amin, and in this video, we're gonna look at all the things you should probably know before you come to Bangkok, Thailand for the first time. Now these tips should help you stay safe, avoid any unpleasant situations, and maybe even save a little money, so that you can spend it all on mango sticky rice, or massages, or whatever you wanna spend your money on. Now I've spent a little more than a week in Bangkok, and I had an amazing time, so hopefully these tips will help you have even amazinger time. Now, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Thailand is a tourist-friendly country, so you shouldn't have a problem getting in. If you come from Europe or an English-speaking country, you don't even need to get a visa. I'll leave a list of all the countries with a visa exemption in the description. If you're from one of these countries, you simply fly in and get a visa on arrival. However, you're gonna need some cash in your bank account. 10,000 baht for a single traveler, a booked place to stay in, and a return ticket. Now I definitely do not recommend doing this, but I entered Thailand without a return ticket. My idea was to book a ticket directly on the airport, in case they ask to see it. Now, if everything goes well, you will get a visa stamp that will allow you to stay in Thailand for 45 days. If you happen to stay longer, you'll be fined 500 baht for each day you overstay. I do not recommend doing this, as they might ban you for ever returning to Thailand, and that would suck. I'm gonna assume that you're not a very experienced traveler and explain the very basics. If you want to get to Thailand, you should check out skyscanner.com. It will show you the best deals from multiple airlines. The prices will depend on where you're traveling from, obviously. I flew in from Vienna. Skyscanner lets you include flights from all nearby airports, not just the one in your city. You don't even have to choose an exact date of flight. You can pick a specific month and look for the cheapest days, or click the option that says cheapest month. If you find a flight you like, it might be worth it opening the airline's website and looking for the same exact flight. Not always, but sometimes you can find even cheaper deals for the same flight if you book directly with the airline. My ticket was 400 euros one way. If possible, try to book a flight without the transfer. It's gonna save you a lot of time and energy. So if you already have a ticket, it might be a good idea to book a place to stay at. If you're planning to only stay in Bangkok, which happens rarely, it might be a good idea to book multiple places in different areas, as Bangkok is super huge, and I mean really huge. You can find accommodation starting at around €5 a night. That would be a hostel. At 15 euros and you can start looking at your own room. Double that and you can book a really cool place with a great view and a rooftop pool. I booked a place called The Quarter by Ari. 4-star hotel with very good service, nice spacious rooms.
It's okay, it's quite spacious.
And a great rooftop bar for only 40 euros a night. It was a pretty great deal if you ask me. The best apps for booking a place in Southeast Asia are Booking.com, Hostelworld and Agoda. Hostelworld has better deals for hostels. Agoda has better deals for hotels and apartments. You could also book through Airbnb, but I think it has become unnecessarily pricey. And it's a hassle getting a room key without a reception. Booking can also have great deals sometimes, especially if you use Booking a lot and are on a genius level. The areas I would stay in on my first visit are probably Silom, for a mix of business, local and touristy. Sukhumvit, upscale, touristy, and I would say luxurious. Ari, upscale but local, very chill area with a lot of nice cafes, restaurants and places to check out. For the first few days I stayed in Ari, and it was awesome. The important thing you should be thinking about when booking is how close the accommodation is to the public transport, namely the MRT, the underground metro, or BTS, also known as the SkyTrain. A lot of first-time travelers book a place in Chinatown, which is the most chaotic part of the city in my experience, and then complain about Bangkok being too busy and hectic. Now, that is totally true, but booking a place in Chinatown for a first-time visitor might not be the greatest idea. Moreover, it's not really Thai, it's mostly Chinese, obviously. I would recommend choosing a spot in a different location for a first-time visit. Now you've booked a place to stay, landed in Bangkok, got your visa stamped, and the hot, humid air hit you straight in the face as you exited the plane. What now? Easy. You're gonna need to get to the city and probably get a SIM card. There are multiple stands selling tourist SIM cards at the airport, but if you wanna save a bit of cash, there is a better way around it. Here's what I would do if I were you. There's an airport link connecting the center of Bangkok with its airport. Follow the signs that will lead you to the airport link, and after you take the escalator on the ground floor, you'll see an exchange booth. Don't worry about the rates too much right now. Just exchange a little bit of cash so that you can buy a ticket for the airport link. The ticket costs around 44 baht, which is less than 2 euros or USD, and it's in my opinion more convenient than taking a taxi, as Bangkok is one of the most congested cities in the world. If you manage to buy a ticket, use Google Maps to see which station you need to get off at. As soon as you exit, look for a 7-Eleven. They are everywhere. Walk in and ask for a SIM card. The lady at the counter will offer you multiple programs. The one I got offered unlimited internet at 10 megabits per second for 30 days. It costs 350 baht, which is less than 10 euro. And I think it's a pretty good deal. Now you have internet in your phone. Great success. That's gonna make your life way easier. If you need to exchange money, it's best to ask at the reception and compare the rates to ones you find on the internet. I can vouch for super rich exchange offices, which are in multiple locations around Bangkok, although they do have a pretty stupid system where they accept the last customer 1 hour before closing time. I burned a lot of time and energy trying to exchange money around Bangkok, so my advice would be get there early. If you don't mind a little fee here and there, simply take out cash from the ATM. The flat fee is 220 baht with every single ATM except Aeon, which will charge you 150 baht instead. That's 6 euro and 4 euro respectively, so it's probably better to take out more than 20 euros at once. Yeah, and speaking of money, get a Revolut card. It's a free card that allows you to exchange currency right in the app. I use it to pay at places that accept credit cards, such as 7-Eleven, and keep my precious cash for transport and street food vendors. Now, one of the coolest things about Bangkok is the amount of options when it comes to getting around the city. You got taxis, tuk-tuks, motorbikes, metro, SkyTrain, boats and buses. I would recommend using the SkyTrain and the metro if available. It's a little bit pricey, but it's still cheaper than getting taxis every time you go somewhere. Usually it's best to get as close as possible to your chosen destination and get a different mode of transport, usually a taxi or a bus to get you through that last mile. Here's how you can avoid paying too much for transport when in Bangkok. If you need to use a taxi, make sure the driver turns on the meter. If they refuse to or try to haggle you, let them go. There is always another taxi around the corner. The simplest way to get around is using the Grab app. It's basically Uber of Southeast Asia. It's a bit pricier than a normal cab, but you can be sure you're heading towards your destination. Cheapest option is Grab Bike, which is literally a guy on a bike driving you around the city. If the traffic is good, it can be quite fun, but also feel a bit dangerous. Definitely don't forget to wear a helmet when on one of these bikes. If you made it all the way to Thailand, you will probably want to ride around on tuk-tuks as well. So here is how I would do it without getting scammed too hard. Use the Grab app to find out how much a taxi ride would cost you to your chosen destination. Try to set up a price with the tuk-tuk driver somewhere around 20 to 25% below the price that Grab shows you. Not sure if this is the best deal you can get out of them, but it felt like a pretty fair deal to me. Especially if there is multiple people in the tuk-tuk with you and you share the price of the ride. Tuk-tuks can be great fun as well. There are also buses, which are very cheap, quite convenient, but usually stuck in the traffic with other cars. Last but not least, the boats. They can be convenient if getting around places that have a canal nearby. I didn't really find a map or an app that would show you how to really get around on them. But if you get to the main river, you can cover large distances much faster without being stuck in the Bangkok traffic at literally a fraction of the cost. One boat ride costs around 16 baht, and it's a great way to see the city from a new angle. To sum up, use Google Maps to find your destination and Grab app to assess prices when getting around. If possible, try to use the boats. I will show you more cool stuff around the Chao Phraya River in the next episodes. Now let's do some quick fire questions. When in doubt, go to 7-Eleven. It's never too far away, and you could eat there every day and still not run out of cheap and tasty options. You can also use Grab app to order food straight to your door. It's safe, convenient and fairly cheap. You can get a meal delivered for under 70 bahts or 2 euro. When you get a bit more confident and adventurous, you should definitely try eating what the locals do. You could spend multiple lifetimes in Bangkok and still not have tried everything it has to offer. There is an episode dedicated to street food in Bangkok coming up. If that's something that interests you, consider subscribing and maybe leaving a like. Bangkok is pretty safe, safer than Vancouver, Hamburg or Stockholm, but you should still keep your belongings in a hotel safe or near you. It's a good idea to only carry a copy of your passport. It is accepted basically everywhere. The biggest danger that is possibly waiting for you is getting scammed by a travel company or tuk-tuk driver. Very hot and humid, except when it's raining. Then it's hot and very humid. Bangkok is one of the hottest cities in the world. with temperatures in the 30 degrees Celsius all year round. No, not really. Thai people are quite friendly and like to have fun. You can set up meetings with curious locals on apps such as Bumble. If you stay in a hostel, you're more than likely to meet travelers from all around the world, but mostly from the Western world. That is it for today, my friends. Is there something you would add, like to know, or disagree with? Let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer your questions. There are more videos about Bangkok and Thailand coming up, so stay tuned and have a lovely week. Love you, miss you. Yours truly, Amin, from his room in Chiang Mai with very thin walls. I hope the neighbors don't hate me. Okay, I'm going now. Bye.